Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we were discussing about the separation techniques. We are discussing about the separation of the substances and we are discussing about the separation methods depending on the size, depending on the shape or depending on the weight. So in the last class, we discussed about different techniques. Those are first is nothing but hand picking. Second one is second one is the threshing, third one is winnowing, and fourth one is sieving. So up to that point we discussed all those things depending on different kinds of the substances. Now today we are going to discuss another technique that is nothing but magnetic separation. That is nothing but magnetic separation. So already you came to know that what is magnetic separation by the name itself. Magnetic separation. This technique is going to take the use of the magnets. For that reason it is known as magnetic separation. So you have played with the magnets. I hope so you have played with the magnets. You are going to take the magnets so that you are going to take both the magnets closer to each other. What will happen when you take both the magnets closer to each other? They are going to attract each other. They are going to attract each other. In the same manner, the opposite force of the magnets are going to repel each other. They are going to go away from each other. So in the same manner, if you take the magnets closer to a metal, for example, take the magnet to closer to your bed or closer to a table which is made from the metal. What will happen? The magnet is going to stick to that table or stick to that bench. Why? It is because of the attraction between the table as well as that bench or that magnet. So magnet is attracting the table as well as the bench, which is made from the iron metal. In the same manner, if you take that magnet and put that magnet into a paper and take it closer to the soil, what will happen? Soil is going to stick to that magnet. Why? Since soil has some magnetic materials, that is nothing but it contains some metals. Because of that metal, it is sticking to the magnet. It is not because of the property of the soil. It is because of the presence of the magnetic material in the soil. So that the soil is sticking to the magnet. Right? If you see here, the magnetic materials, the materials are sticking to the magnet due to the force of attraction. In the same manner, if we take the examples of the waste material which is present in our house or the waste material which is present in the cities, they are going to dispose those waste materials at some place, some outside city place. In the same manner, you are going to dump your waste, that is nothing but the waste which is produced in the home. You are going to dump into a place. So that in that way there will be presence of the magnetic material, there will be presence of the useful materials like iron. It is useful for us. It is useful for in many cases. So that iron can be reutilized or iron can be sold so that we are going to get some required materials or required equipment by that amount, or that directly iron can be recycled to some other materials or some other shape, so that we are going to get some other equipment, some other materials, some other substances from that iron, so that iron can be useful. Iron is very useful. So how does, while dumping that waste, it maybe contain some iron materials also, so that everywhere we are using iron, then it also contains some iron material. So how to separate that iron material from the waste, from that plastic, from the dust particles, from that soil particles? Together we are going to dump those things. So how we are going to separate the iron particles from those waste? In the same manner, if you take the examples of in the cities, there will be lot of waste is going to produce like cities like Bangalore city, like Mumbai city. There will be lot of waste in daily life. There will be lot of waste is going to be produced. In that waste, there will be presence of maximum amount of iron. So that all the iron should be utilized by us, recycled by us for the purpose of making other equipments. We can use that iron for the making of the benches. We can use that iron for the making of the tables. We can use that iron for the making of the rods or iron nails. So then how we are going to separate those things, since it is an essential component? We already know that the magnetic material, that is nothing but iron, is going to stick to the magnet. It is going to stick to the magnet. If we take here, this is the waste which is produced on the ground. This is the waste which is stored on the ground. So it also contains what? It also contains iron. So iron is a magnetic material. If I take the magnet like this, if I take the magnet like this on the surface of this or some above surface of this waste material, so that I am going to rotate like this on this waste material, what will happen? Whatever iron which is present here, it is going to stick to the magnet. It is going to stick to the magnet, so that when we remove it and we are going to separate the iron from the magnet, and we are getting the iron here. Like this, we are going to separate the iron from the or required element from the waste materials by using the magnetic separation. Using the magnetic separation. So this is the method. This is the process of separation. This is the process of separation where magnets are used. Where magnets are used for the separation. Magnets are used for the separation. So how it is used here? By using magnets, we are going to rotate on the waste material surface of the mixture. In that mixture, if it contains the magnetic material, that magnetic material is going to stick to that magnet. So in this method, magnets are taken closer to the mixture, so that the magnetic material which is present in the mixture, is going to stick. Is going to stick to the magnet. Is going to stick to the magnets. Stick to the magnets. Like this, we are going to separate those things. It is going to stick to the magnets and separate it. So this type of technique or this type of separation method is used for the purpose of the only magnetic materials. Magnetic materials only can be separated by using the magnetic separation. No other materials can be used for the separation. This technique is not used for the no other substances except magnetic materials like iron. Right? This is about the separation techniques, few separation techniques. So up to this point, whatever we are studying now, up to this point, it is all about the solid materials only. Whichever we discuss about, it is all about the solid materials only. If we take the example of the hand picking, it is also about the solid materials. If we take the example of the threshing, it is all about the solid materials only. If we take the example of the winnowing, it is also about the solid materials only. If we take the example of the magnetic separation, here also we are separating two solid mixture of the solids only. Right? If we take the example of all those examples, if we take the example of the sieving also, it is also about the solid materials only. So this is all about the separation of the solid materials. So how does the liquid materials or substance separated, or how does the liquids, the solutions are separated from its impurities? How does the mixture of the liquids are separated from its impurities? Now those things we are going to discuss now. Those are separated by the three major separation techniques. One is sedimentation, second one is decantation, third one is filtration. So one by one we are going to study now. Now we are going to discuss about the sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Now already we discussed about the winnowing and threshing and sieving. So in our home, if you take the example, in our homes, we are going to prepare rice as well as we are going to prepare some grains or some curry of the grains. So while preparing the rice, what we are going to do here, we are going to first wash it. Now already that rice is being winnowed. It's gone by the separation technique by the winnowing as well as it's gone by the separation technique by the sieving also. Still, why we are washing it? Because it still contains some impurities. Still it contains what? It contains some impurities like soil particle or like dust particles or some husk particle will be present along that rice. Because of that we are pouring the water into a container having rice and washing it. We are washing it. So the whatever water is there, we are going to pour it out. In the same manner, continuously we are going to do that thing 2 or 3 times, so that it is completely washed, so that it is completely pure from the impurities, so that it doesn't contain any impurities which are going to harm us. For that reason, grains also are going to be washed before cooking, as well as the rice is also going to be washed before cooking. So if it is so, how does it is happening there? If we check there, before taking a rice in a container, we have a rice in a container. Right, in that rice, we are putting water like this. Right, what will happen after putting the water and we are putting our hands to wash it? So when you check it, we are pouring water outside, so that along with that rice is going also outside? No. Why it is not going? The impurities which are present are in the lighter zone or having a lighter weight. So those lighter particles are mixing with the water, but the heavier particles, that is nothing but rice, is settling down. It is settling down. Because of that settle down, whatever water which is present on the upside region. Now here will be the rice is going to be deposited or it is going to be settled down. The lighter particles along with the water are going to be there in this vessel. So whatever we are going to do, we are going to fill that container, so that whatever the water is present there is going to go away. We are pouring out the water. So what will remain there? The remain will be the rice only. In the same manner, we are going to repeat this procedure for 2 or 3 times, so that we are going to clearly have the rice. So again we are going to put the water, again we are going to wash it, and we are going to keep it for few seconds. So what will happen? Again the rice is going to settle down, and what will be there present on the upside region. Again we are going to take that container, and whatever water is present there, it is going to thrown away or it is going to pour out. So what will happen here? Again the impurities which are lighter weight, like soil particles, husk, is going to go away with the water. So rice will remain there. So what is making here? What is happening here? The heavier particles that are nothing but the rice are settling down, and the lighter particles which are present in that rice, when we pour the water inside it, they are solid or they are going out with the help of the water. If you take the example of the husk, when you pour the water, the husk is going to suspend in the water. It is going to float on that water, so that it can easily be thrown away. In the same manner, whatever the dust particles will be there, they are going to dissolve in the water, so that those also are going to go away along with the water. So what is remain there? There remains the what? Rice only. So this type of procedure, this type of method is nothing but what? It is the sedimentation. This type of separation technique is nothing but what? It is the sedimentation. By using the liquids, we are separating some impurities. For that reason, this is known as sedimentation. Now, if you want to give another example for the sedimentation, that is nothing but you take here. I am going to take a tube here, like this tube. So that in that tube, what I am going to do, I am going to put water here. As well as I am going to put sand. I am going to put sand. So it contains both the mixture sand as well as water. Or else you can take calcium hydroxide, or you can take slaked lime. So I am just taking the sand only. What will happen when you put the sand into the water? Whatever going to settle down at the bottom. It is going to settle down at the bottom. So whatever the impurities or the soil particles or some lightweight particles which are present along the sand are going to come with the water. So it is going to settle down here and remain will be water only. Remain will be water only. So what I am going to do here, I am going to take this container. If I fill this container, what will happen? Whatever the water which is present here in this case is going to go away. It is going to thrown away. And remain what? It will be the sand only. It will be the sand only. So why sand is remaining here? Why sand is settling down here? Due to the heavy weight. Due to the heavy weight. So sand is being the heavy particle. And this in this case, this will be the light particle. Lighter particles. So lighter particles may be anything, any impurities are going along with the water and heavy particles are settling down, and this type of method is nothing but what? Sedimentation and throwing away the water. Whatever the water we are throwing away, it is nothing but what? This method is known as decantation. This method is known as decantation. This is what is sedimentation, and throwing away the water by tilting this container is nothing but what? It is the decantation. I hope this is clear about the sedimentation. So what is the sedimentation? That is nothing but heavier component. Heavier component which are present in a mixture. Heavier component in a mixture. Heavier component in a mixture sets after. Heavier component in a mixture sets down after water is poured. After water is poured, our water is added. If you take that word as added, when the water is added, these heavier particles are set down. So this method is known as, this process is known as sedimentation. This process is known as sedimentation. Known as sedimentation. The settling down of the heavier particles in a mixture when you have the water, it is nothing but what? It is the sedimentation. In the same manner, the water along with the impurity, along with the lighter particle, along with the lighter particle, along with the lighter particle, those are nothing but soil or dust particle or maybe husk particle removed by the process known as decantation. Process known as decantation. Process known as decantation. So decantation is nothing but whatever the impurities which are present in this water, they are removed. How? By tilting the container so that water is going away. This process is known as what? Decantation. So that sedimentation is settling of the heavy particles and decantation is the removal of the lighter particles. Decantation is the removal of the lighter particles. In the same manner, this decantation process can be used in some cases. In other cases also. If you take the example here, if you take another example here, another example, again I am going to take container here. Right? In that container I am going to take two liquids. I am going to take two liquids. So that one liquid will be water, another liquid will be oil. One liquid will be water, another liquid will be the oil. So I am going to the water is going to settle down at the bottom and the oil is going to float on that container. Why it is so? Since this type of liquids, whatever the liquids which are present here, this type of liquids are known as immiscible liquids or immiscible solvents. Immiscible is nothing but if you take two liquids, if both are liquids are not soluble in each other, both are not combining, both are separated one, then those solvents are known as what? Those are the immiscible solvents. Those are the immiscible solvents. So already as separate things, separate component, we have already as the separate component, we have oil as the separate component. So this oil can be removed by the decantation. So by tilting this container, the oil which is present in the above surface can be removed. So water will be there only in that container and this oil is removed, so that we are separating both the components of this mixture. So to separating this kind of mixtures, what we are using the process known as decantation. And this type of solvents which are present here, what are those known as? They are known as what? Those are known as immiscible solvents. The two solutions or the two liquids which are not soluble in each other are known as immiscible solvents. So we can say that to separate two immiscible solvents, decantation is used. So this is about the decantation and as well as sedimentation. I hope about sedimentation, decantation is clear. I always remember two immiscible solvents are always separated by the decantation method only. So in the next class we are going to discuss further about the sedimentation, decantation. In the next class I am also going to discuss about the filtration. Up to that point, thank you, take care, stay well, stay home.